in our preview, Shamshir absolutely nailed this. He said that Italy were the team to watch, and they've just put down a massive statement.
Football is back. Euro 2020 kicked off in spectacular style last night with the much-fancied Italians thrashing Turkey 3-0 in Group A. My name's Imran Malik, and I'm joined today by Matt Smith, Shamshir Mohammed, and our special guest, Sahil Sajan, to discuss last night's action. Welcome to the show, guys.
Thank you.
Hey, how are you doing?
Good. A bit early, but we'll get through it. Have you had your coffee?
Always.
Not yet. Football chat first before the coffee.
Yeah. Let's get stuck in, guys. Now, look, opening games tend to be short of goals, but we got 3 last night, and they all went to Italy. It feels odd to say it, but we're not even surprised by that now, are we?
Well, I think that in our preview, Shamshir absolutely nailed this. He said that Italy were the team to watch, and they've just put down a massive statement. They just said, guys, we're here. I mean, Turkey are no idiots. They absolutely just threw them off the park.
Absolutely.
I think Shamshir's going to have something there to say.
It was a perfect statement made by the Azzurris. You know, although they were wearing the away jersey, it was the game at Rome, Stadio Olimpico, the home crowd. It was only like 16,000, but it sounded like 60,000 at once. You know, the crowd was brilliant, and they helped the Italian squad to break down that brick wall of Turkey. But in the second half, the Turkey didn't have any voice at all in the game, because it was brilliant from the Italian squad. Like I have mentioned in the preview, the midfield was absolutely brilliant.
Sahil, what do you think? You saw the game last night. You were up until 4 a.m, weren't you?
Yeah. I mean, it was not about one player in the Italian squad. Each individual yesterday was just absolutely brilliant. Like the Turkey team, they couldn't just go like an attack. Bonucci, Chiellini, they showed their experience and literally blocked them out. And Jorginho led from the front, as Shamshir's favorite player. Barella also was outstanding. So full credit to Italy, and they definitely are going to be the favorites to win this tournament.
Oh, that's true. I mean, all the talk's been about how Mancini's transformed the side, and it really was refreshing to see an Italian team not sit back like they always tend to do.
Exactly. You know, they have changed a lot under Mancini. You know, they're more possession-based, and they want to take the game into the opponent's hands. They were previously, you know, like I've mentioned in the preview, they were very cynical and difficult team to beat. But now they're taking the attacking to the opponents. And literally, the game was played in the Turkey's half throughout the game. It was brilliant to see an Italian squad doing that, different kind of tactics. And full credit to Roberto Mancini, because ever since he has taken over, now it's been 28 games unbeaten run and 9 consecutive games without conceding a single goal. And they are nearing a record, which is a century-old record. The Azzurris have made, in the 1930s, a 30-game unbeaten run. They have that in their sights to break. So they have got 2 games which are winnable in the group stages. And then if they can get into the round of 16, if they win their game, I'll break that record. And it could be a great pride for the nation. And this could be a testament to their, you know, going on in the tournament. You know, it's brilliant to watch the Azzurri side.
Can I ask one thing? Sahil just said that has now just made them favourites for the tournament. Is that not a little bit early to say something like that? I think it's if you know half of the other favourites have not even kicked a ball yet. So how do
I would like to counter that by saying
how do you say that Italy are the
28 games. That's why they have not lost since 28 matches. Like, they've not conceded now since 9 games. Am I right? The Italian squad. So I think this is the first game, but you know, they look comfortable from front to back. So I think that's why I've openly said it, like they are the favorites from this match, and they don't look like a team that they want to lose also. So definitely they're the favorites.
But what I'm saying is, like, how do you counter that by saying, you know, like, well, what did France do wrong yesterday? They didn't do anything because they weren't playing. But
See,
they're still the
all the
favorites for
big
me.
teams are the favorites. All the big teams are the favorites. Let's not deny the fact.
See,
Just going back to the performance, even at 3-0 up, they still ventured forward. I mean, the Italy of old would have said job done at 1-0, wouldn't they?
Yeah, it was totally a drastic performance from the Italian squad. But I won't count them as favorites still because, like Matt said, other teams have to still play in the tournament. But they have clearly made a statement. They have told the bigger teams that we are here just not to defend. We are here to take you on, which is a great statement to make.
You mentioned the 9 consecutive wins in a row, the 28 games unbeaten. We've talked a lot about their attacking play, but that old DNA is still present. That's another clean sheet.
Oh, when you talk about that clean sheet, have you seen how Cellini and the teammates celebrated that 93rd minute block? It was absolutely immense, man.
It was like a
the
goal.
way, because they celebrated like a goal. They celebrated like a goal. It was brilliant to see because that's the Azzurris of old.
Definitely.
What do you reckon about the defending?
The Italians always celebrate a clean sheet because that's how they normally win a game, is by not conceding. But this is a team that's not conceding and scoring a barrel load of goals. That's what makes it very interesting to watch.
Yeah. Sahil, what did you make of their defensive display?
Oh, look, we all know Bonucci and Chiellini. They are the veterans of the game. Their experience, and even though it was Chiellini who made that last-ditch challenge, he's a 35-year-old guy, but look at that determination and desire. Oh, he just stopped Yilmaz, and it was just fantastic to watch. These are the Italians. They're like crazy on the field.
You mentioned Yilmaz. That's a good point. I mean, I was expecting a lot from Yilmaz. He's had a great season with Lille. They won the championship there, but they just couldn't get going, could they?
You can't blame Yilmaz because there wasn't any service to him because Turks were sitting and they were parking the bus and they were decided to defend in blocks. But they should have a plan like an organized counterattack, which didn't happen at all. So you can't blame Yilmaz. The Italian defense were brilliant, but the game was broken in the middle because they couldn't get a sniff out of that midfield. Barellas and Jorginhos and Locatelli just completely broken the Turks' attack from the midfield itself. So you can see the stats. Turkey didn't even have one shot on target. That was absolutely brilliant from the Azzurris.
One player I would like to mention, Imran. One player I'd like to mention, Hakan Çalhanoğlu. He's the man you thought he'd provide a good service. We all know he's got a good pass in him, but I didn't see him in the field. I'm going to be honest. He was not there at all. Yilmaz needed some support, and I think Çalhanoğlu was very poor yesterday, I have to say.
I think that's a testament to how well Jorginho played in midfield as well.
Absolutely.
Exactly. The midfield was absolutely brilliant, along all three of them.
Matt, what do you reckon? Disappointed with Turkey? Expected a bit more from them?
Oh, I think the match went the way that I thought it would go. But what is more pressing is the fact that we've got 3 more today. We've got 3 absolute belters coming up today, and I think that rather than dwell on Turkey's failings, I'd rather look forward to seeing how Wales are going to fail later.
Wales, well, a lot rests on Bale's shoulders. Depends how fit he's going to be, how they go forward. But just going back to that Turkey-Italy game, because there was a moment in that first half where VAR, as we all know, is going to play a big part. There was a handball incident. Do you think that should have been a penalty?
Should have been a penalty. Hands on.
I think it should have been, but it should be up to the referee. I'm not the world's biggest fan of VAR, and I think that if you're going to do it rests on the shoulders of the referee. You can use it as a consultant, and I've always said since day one, go to the pitch side monitor, go and read whatever you need to go and see, and then make your own decision. You don't have to, rugby does it very well. He goes to TMO and he goes, "Yep, okay," and then he makes his own decision. But the referee, I think it should have been a penalty, but I think they're taking it out of the hands of the referee too much.
What do you think, Shamsir? Penalty?
It should have been a pen. Hands down, it should have been a pen. But now I just want to see if they're consistent enough. If they're not giving penalty for that decision, and if they give for the next game, that will baffles me a lot. If they keep it going like this, then it's fine. But as long as they can keep their consistency, I'm okay with it. But it's not going to be like that. We all know how VAR works.
Well, that's the whole problem. That's what I'm saying. If you've got consistency, then it's consistency. If you've got just a referee in the middle, then it's just a referee in the middle. But if one VAR guy in the office says, yes, that's a penalty, and then the next game says it's not a penalty, then the whole thing becomes nonsense. And that's when people start not taking it seriously.
Yeah, this would have been a major talking point if the game would have ended 0-0. But now since Italy have absolutely thrashed the Turks, it's not even a talking point. But later in the tournament, it is going to be a talking point with other games.
Yeah, absolutely guaranteed. Every game's not going to end 3-0, 4-0. So guaranteed that one result will hinge on one of these decisions. Whether they get it right or wrong, or whether the referee does the right thing and checks something or doesn't check something, that is where you're going to have your big hoo-ha.
I mean, it was a thrashing in the end. I mean, Turkey didn't pose much of a threat in that first half, but they had defended pretty well. But then the game really changed at halftime when they brought one under and they tried to be a bit more attacking, and ultimately they paid the price. Should they have played for a point, or was Italy's quality always going to shine through in the end?
I think Italy were always going to win this game. There was no problem. And then I just think that all credit to Turkey. They actually decided to do something creative, and they went out and tried, as opposed to just being negativity. And it made for a really fun game. Yeah, they came out on the wrong end of it, and everybody's going to talk about how they got a sore bottom today. But they went for it, and they did very well. I don't think that they should have their head hanging in shame at all, because I think they did the right thing.
Sahil, what do you think?
I mean, it was nothing wrong from Italy, to bring on Under. He is a good, talented player. We've seen that for Roma, and also now he joined Leicester City. But you said it was Italy's quality. They were just outstanding on the field. The midfield, they just didn't let them create space. The defense, they were tight. And obviously the attackers did their job. So nothing wrong from Turkey. They had to, get something on some attacking display. So, but it was Italy's quality. Let's just be honest here. They were just outstanding.
They worked the flanks really well. They were always looking to get behind. There were some good performances for the from 1 to 11. But who stood out for you guys the most?
I think Jorginho was outstanding yesterday. He was just brilliant.
Yeah, without a doubt, he's the man of the match for me.
Definitely Jorginho.
Shamsir, who do you reckon? Who stood out for you?
I don't think Shamsir is with
Shamsir, can you hear?
Oh, yeah.
He's going to say N'Golo Kante, isn't he?
Giroud is going to say.
No, I had some connection issues. That's why.
Man of the match, Shamsir. Man of the match. Who's your man of the match?
My man of the match has to be Spinazzola, and I think he was the official man of the match. Yes, Jorginho was brilliant in the midfield. He was spraying the passes left, right, and center. But Spinazzola with that explosiveness, and you don't see normally a right-footed left back in the game anymore. But he was brilliant. He was dancing around that left wing. And he created a lot of chances. He made a lot of dribbles, and he created mayhem to that Turkish defense. And when you look at it, the first goal was come with a lot of luck. And ever since that goal, Italy could have scored 3, 4, 5, and it was a testament to their performance. But I like what Imran said in the first half. Turkey defended so well. They defended in blocks, and Italy were really struggling to break them down. But like Matt mentioned, it was always going to be Italy's game, and it proved to be.
I mean, yeah, you're right. They dominated the possession. They had something like 25, I think 26 shots. Not all of them obviously on target. I think maybe just 6 or 7. But look, they played against Turkey. How are they going to fare against stiffer competition going down the line?
That's my big concern. I think this is a great Italy team. But I think when they come up against a France or even a Netherlands or England, they will get found out. And I think that for all the creativity, they look like Leicester City. They don't look like Manchester City.
Sahil, what do you think?
I mean, look, I'm going to be honest here. I think even though if a big team comes, they're gonna play it out. Look at they've got experience at the back. The midfield is also now experienced. The attackers also are experienced. So come on, I think they should fight it out if a big team comes like France or England, and they will definitely give it a shot, and they will not give up. So I don't think it's going to be like a one-sided game if a France or an England comes. So definitely Italy are contenders.
Shamsi,
But now I have to mention one thing, Imran.
Yeah, go.
The major problem for Italy now, they came into the tournament without any expectations. Now, since that first game, everyone is talking about Italy. Italy are one of the favorites.
Well,
People are talking about Italy are one of the favorites. That's going to be a problem for them. Now the pressure is on them.
Huge pressure. I mean, they've not lost since 29 games. That's why I'm just saying this. Since 29 games. So I have to say this.
Yeah.
That's the thing.
But I still think that they're going to get found out. I really think that they're going to be a Turkey in one of these matches. They will get found out. You heard it here first, guys. Watch Italy win the title.
I think you're right there, Matt. I think you're right. I think against a stronger team, they'll certainly come up against a tougher opposition, and they'll have to dig deep and they'll have to perform. But when you look at the individual performances, people like, for example, Immobile, who hasn't been able to hit the form that he does on the club level at the international stage, but he took his chance really well yesterday.
Absolutely agreed.
It's not only Immobile, even the Berardis and Insignes. The front three played so well. When these are the players, when you look beyond the top teams in Italy, like they don't play for Juventus, they don't play for Inter Milan, they don't play for AC Milan. They're like players from Lazio, Sassuolo's, Napoli's. It's a testament to the Italian league, because these guys, Immobile have scored 20 goals for Lazio's, and 17 goals have been scored by Berardi for Sassuolo. And Insigne has been scoring goals for fun for Napoli for years. So this has been their stage to show in a international tournament, in a big tournament, how good they are actually. They're not like club scorers. They can score in big tournaments. So fair enough, Immobile has raised his game. This was his first major tournament goal for Italy. So if he can keep it going, it's going to be fun to watch.
I'm astonished you got through that without slagging off Tottenham Hotspur as being the average team. But the big key for me is it comes down to depth. It comes down to depth, and yes, they look good. The starting 11 looks good, but where do they turn to when things are not going their way? That's my worry for Italy.
Yeah. That could come.
I wanted to ask you one last question. Like,
sure.
Like Marco Verratti is not playing. Is he? So do you think he will come back to the starting 11, and who will he replace?
Yeah, I mean, there's a couple of guys who weren't playing yesterday, like you mentioned. Verratti, Pellegrini was missing as well. I mean, once these guys do come back into that first 11, and considering they've just torn Turkey apart 3-0, I mean, we don't want to get too excited about them, but for sure, the hype, pre-tournament hype, they've certainly lived up to that in that first game. I can't see them becoming any weaker. But, it's a long competition. Injuries could play their part. We'll see how they do. But for sure, for that first performance, I mean, they got a bit lucky. If you look at those goals individually, the first one was an own goal. The third one was a mistake from the goalkeeper who tried to kick it out, and he gave it straight to, I think, Bernardi. And they went and scored. So anyone who didn't see that game, they'd probably think, it was a thrashing. I mean, it was. But you take those two lucky goals away, and do you think it could have been a different score at the end?
It could have been. It could have been. That's why I said, the first goal was really a lucky break. But ever since that goal, Turkey didn't look like a team, because they until the 51st minute, they look like a team and they're defending well. But ever since that first goal went in, it shows the mentality as well,
The heads dropped, didn't they? The heads, you could see invisibly, heads dropped. The belief was lost.
Exactly. That's what, big teams like Italy, even if they concede one goal, you can see how they'll react to it. But this has done very bad for the Turks. Wales and Switzerland will be licking their lips, because now they have Turkey who got battered, and they have absolutely shattered with their confidence. And Wales and Switzerland going into the game, they have full on confidence now, because it could be Turkey who can finish fourth in the group, and all three will have a chance to qualify. But you never know if the Turks have to come back in the next game and play well and get the things right.
I think that the big damage for me is the 3-0 deficit, not the way they played. As you said, it was an own goal to start with. The third one was very fortunate, but going away from that, even if it was still just 1-0, it was a complete domination by the Italians, and that is where the big problem lies for Turkey. It's not the scoreline; it's the fact that they got played off the park, basically.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's very true. I think they were considered the dark horses by some before the competition. I still think they are. I mean, if you look at opening games, they can be quite deceptive. We've seen that in the last tournament, 2016 Portugal. They were hopeless at group stages, but they went on to lift the whole trophy. So that'll give Turkey some hope.
Yeah, I don't think so. But
no hope for Turkey.
that was pretty succinct. No. There you go.
Definitely, it's not all out for Turkey. They still have 2 winnable games. Like they have to play Switzerland and Wales. They're pretty winnable games.
I think second in the group for Turkey as well. I think we all knew that they were probably going to lose this one, but so we're split half and half. 2 for Turkey going through and 2 against, it seems.
No chance.
No chance. But the Turkey, the Turkey we have analyzed throughout the qualifiers, they have only conceded 3 goals in the whole qualifiers. So they have to get the defense right. They conceded 3 goals in the opening game itself, so that record went in the blue ocean. So they have to get the defense back straight with all their formations and the organization things. Everything has to get it right. Then they need to focus on the attack, and Wales and Switzerland are beatable teams for for Turkey. So I don't think it's all over for Turks, but it's all about the mentality now, how they're going to react to this massive defeat, because this was Italy's first ever win in a major tournament in the Euros, by more than 2 goals. So they have made a statement, and Turkey has to react.
Yeah, true. All right, so look, that's game number 1 done. There's another 50 to go. 3 of them are taking place today. One of them.
How long have we got?
Against Russia. So we're looking forward to that. How do you reckon that's going to go today?
So here.
So we got Wales versus Switzerland, right? I personally, I like Wales, so I hope they win. So, and for Denmark and Finland, I think the Danish should comfortably beat Finland. And towards the end, come on, Belgium should just thrash Russia. Let's be honest here. Who are we lying to?
They should, but
that's the one. That's the one that I think is out of. That's the one that I think I can't really call. I think you're bang on with the first 2 games. I think Wales will, as long as a certain boy from Real Madrid / Tottenham plays well, I think that they've got enough quality to see off Switzerland. I also think that it's a no-brainer for Denmark beating Finland. But the one that I cannot call is Russia versus Belgium, because they're going to have home advantage. Correct me if I'm wrong, Imran, but I think they're playing in St. Petersburg. Is that correct?
I think so, Matt. Yeah, I think so. Yeah. That could be, and also when you see, I think De Bruyne has been ruled out for today, and I think Witzel's missing as well. So I mean, they're going to have a bit of a depleted first 11. But I mean, when you look at Lukaku up front, I mean, it could just be a solitary goal that wins this, and you still do fancy Belgium.
He's a great player, but we also know that when he's a lone striker, as he was at Man United, he really needs help. And if he doesn't have that help in the shape of De Bruyne, is he going to just get, like, heaven forbid, Russia might actually play a very attacking game, given the fact that they're at home and they know that they're there for the taking. He might just get cut adrift up there, and we know that he does look like a very lonely guy sometimes when he's not got that support.
Yeah, because he doesn't drop back to get the ball. He's literally up front. He's the target man. You're right. He could be quite lonely at times, but It'll be interesting to see. And a quick mention on Wales there. I think we've touched on them. What do you think? Any chance for them if Bale plays well? I mean, you've got to look at him and Ramsey. If these two can, put a bit of a performance in, could they win today's game at least?
I'm sure that one's for you.
I mean, I don't know. I mean, Wales, obviously they were the semi-finalists last 2016, but I just don't know. Let's not the Swiss are not that bad. They're all right. They're pretty decent. But I don't know if Wales will win. Even though I like the Welsh team a lot. I hope they win, but I'm not sure if they will.
It's going to be interesting to see. I think that wraps it up for today. For all the latest Euro 2020 news, make sure you head down to gulfnews.com and we shall all see you tomorrow. Thank you and bye-bye.
Thank you so much.
Thank you. Bye.